I can already see bubbles through this. Oh, this place has a lot of rot. We also have gas lines that are rusting. And then, oh, sorry, we have even more rot here. There's a way for water to get down this A post, settle at the bottom, and then rot everything inside. Fuzz Townsend, co-host of the popular TV show Car SOS, is known for bringing old cars back to life in secret for owners who really deserve it. But Fuzz is much more than what you see on TV. A lot of people know him as the friendly handyman. Hidden behind the toolbox is a man with a special skill, a love for music, and an interesting past. Come with us as we find out Fuzz Townshend facts you didn't know. Born in the early to mid 1940s, Jaguar cars had a big impact on his work. From 1948 to 1992, they used his designs in actual cars. It was a great piece of equipment that lasted a long time. The E-Tape Jaguar was probably one of the most well-known cars. With a Jaguar XK engine, Fuzz Townsend was born and raised in Birmingham, England, by a single mother. He loved music and cars very much as a child. He became interested in physics at a young age. During his teens, he collected used bike parts and fixed up his friends' mopeds, sometimes just for the fun of starting the engines again. Fuzz got better at fixing cars even though he didn't have any official training. He did this by working hard and doing things himself. He often calls himself a backstreet bodger, which means that he learned how to fix tools by making mistakes instead of reading about them in books or going to school. Fuzz worked a lot of different jobs to help support his mother. One of them was as a trainee mechanic at a bus yard. He got better at what he did there, and those early lessons made him the pro we see on Car SOS now. Not many people know that Fuzz had a full-on job in the music business before he switched to cars. Fuzz was naturally good at music, just like he was good at cars. He did need a push to make it happen, though. He was lucky that his mother was there to push him. Mom won a Vauxhall Chevette in a national newspaper contest when Fuzz was 10 years old. She picked the cash win instead of the car and used some of it to buy Fuzz a drum set. That small act made him love music for the rest of his life. He started to learn how to play the drums with the help of a jazz artist in the area. Fuzz had started playing in school bands and acting on stage before he was 12 years old. His love for music got stronger after that, and he knew he wanted to make a living from it. Fast forward to 1991. Fuzz got his first big break when Pop Will Eat Itself saw him playing drums with other local bands. The band didn't want to use pre-programmed beats anymore and wanted a real drummer. They hired Fuzz because he met all of their requirements, and he helped them make their album, The Looks or the Lifestyle, in 1992. He played live drums for the band and gave it new life. He stayed with them for about 4.5 years and toured and recorded songs with them. Fuzz worked with a number of other well-known bands after leaving Pop Will Eat Itself. He first played with the British ska band The Beat. Later, he joined the electronic rock band Bentley Rhythm Ace. He also played drums for the popular alternative rock band The Wonder Stuff from 2010 to 2014. He learned new things about music and became more artistic as a result. Fuzz started making songs by himself in 1996. He signed a deal with Echo Records after putting out his first song, Hello Darlin'. When his first record, Foreign, came out in 1999, it showed how many different artists had influenced him. He then released a second record in 2002 called Fuzz Townshend. Fuzz changed jobs in 2004 and became a part-time college professor after making a name for himself in the music business. He taught performance and music technology at the college and helped young people understand how music works in real life and in theory. As someone who had been a drummer and artist for many years, he shared useful tips from his career. His old band, Pop Will Eat Itself, chose to get back together around the same time. He was glad to be a part of it again when the chance came up, but that didn't change his job as a lecturer. It was possible for him to do well at both of his jobs. Fuzz showed early in his work that he wasn't just a drummer, but also a creative artist with many skills. Even after he started working in media, his love for rhythm and sound didn't go away. As a singer, you might have to write your own songs, and Fuzz's creative mind is exactly what led him to become an automotive writer. He started out as a reporter at Practical Classics, a well-known magazine for car fans. He began as a junior writer and worked his way up to become a technical editor, a job he held until March 2011. As an editor, he wrote about fixing and repairing old cars, giving readers tips from an expert on how to do it. But Fuzz quit the magazine after a few years to work as an independent writer. Westgate Classics is the name of the business he started that restores old cars and brings them back to life. This was the first big step toward having his own shop and fixing and restoring cars full-time. Fuzz started a new project in 2014, which was called Classic Friendly Network. This was a group of workshops in the UK that knew how to work on older cars, especially ones that didn't have to go through tests. Classic cars can stay in good shape with regular service and thorough safety checks at these shops. Fuzz wanted to make car owners feel good about their cars, and he even planned to start a special inspection service for cars that were sold at sales by the same company. He left Classic Friendly Network in April 2018, though, but by the middle of 2016, Fuzz was ready for the next part. His next job was to open Utah Classics Limited in Albury, West Midlands. After leaving Westgate Classics, the company changed its name to SOS Workshop in 2018 to match his work on the TV show Car SOS. Here we are. The head gasket is gone. Hot exhaust gases are blowing into the coolant, which then leaks into this cylinder. It's making steam, which is making our white furring here. The coolant is getting too hot, which means the engine is burning and losing speed. They might have tried to get more power out of it by adding more fuel, but it was all going to fail horribly. A lot of people watch Fuzz and Tim do what they do best on TV, but not many people know that Fuzz got his part on the show in the strangest way. Usually, TV hosts would apply for open jobs, and the production company would get in touch with them. That wasn't the case with Fuzz, though. He wasn't looking for the part of host. It just happened to happen to him. In 2011, a local company called Renegade Pictures was looking for people to be on a new National Geographic Channel show about restoring old cars. Fuzz was lucky that the company knew how good he was at fixing things. The crew got in touch with him and asked him to try out for the part of a show. It's also important to note that the company wanted more than just his skills. They also wanted his workplace. Fuzz was in charge of Westgate Classics at the time, and the idea for the show would work great in his workshop. Fuzz didn't have to go very far for the test. The people who make the show came to his garage and set up cameras right where he worked every day. It was easy for him to talk about cars and work on engines, so that's what they filmed him doing. During the shot, his natural charm and understanding shone through. Later, he was paired with host Tim Shaw, even though he wasn't trying to become a TV star. The test show went well. By 2013, Fuzz's workshop had become the first home for Car SOS. That event set him on the path that made him a TV star. A lot of people know Fuzz from the media and the car business, but not many know that Fuzz isn't his real name. His real name is John Richard Keith. The nickname Fuzz doesn't come up much in interviews or public events, which makes people wonder where it came from. Fuzz recently said in an interview that the name goes all the way back to when he was a kid. He was the only kid in his town who had thick, fuzzy hair when he was a kid. His friends called him Fuzz because it stood out so much and the name stuck.